Long before the United States existed, the land was home to Native American tribes. They lived close to nature with their own cultures and traditions. In Europe, many people suffered from poverty and unfair laws. Kings ruled with absolute power. Ordinary people had very few rights. Many dreamed of freedom and opportunity. Explorers began sailing across the Atlantic Ocean. They were searching for new lands and wealth. In 1492, Christopher Columbus reached the Americas. His journey changed world history forever. After Columbus, European nations rushed to explore America. England decided to establish colonies there. In 1607, Jamestown became the first English settlement. Life in the colony was extremely hard. Settlers faced hunger, disease, and harsh weather. Many lost their lives. Despite difficulties, the colony survived. More settlers arrived over time. 13 colonies were eventually formed. These colonies grew strong and independent in spirit. Britain controlled all the colonies. The British king imposed heavy taxes. Colonists were forced to pay without having a say. They had no representation in Parliament. This created anger and frustration. Colonists began to protest. The slogan, "No taxation without representation," spread everywhere. Britain responded with strict laws. Tensions increased between both sides. Violence slowly began to erupt. In 1770, the Boston Massacre shocked the colonies. British soldiers killed unarmed civilians. This incident fueled hatred toward British rule. In 1773, the Boston Tea Party occurred. Colonists dumped British tea into the harbor. Britain punished the colonies harshly. New laws were enforced to control them. Colonists realized peaceful solutions were failing. They prepared for war. The desire for independence grew stronger. In 1775, the Revolutionary War began. Colonial militias fought British troops. George Washington was chosen as Army commander. He showed strong leadership and determination. The American Army was poorly equipped. British forces were powerful and experienced. Soldiers suffered from cold and hunger. Still, they continued fighting bravely. The colonies united for a common cause. Freedom became their ultimate goal. In 1736, leaders met to declare independence. Thomas Jefferson wrote the Declaration of Independence. The document declared all men are born equal. It demanded freedom from British rule. On July 4, 1776, independence was announced. This date became a symbol of liberty. The war continued. For several years, France supported the American cause. This support helped turn the tide. American confidence grew stronger. In 1781, the Battle of Yorktown took place. British forces were defeated. This victory ended major fighting. In 1783, Britain accepted American independence. The United States of America was born. A new nation faced great challenges. Leaders worked to build a strong government.
The Constitution was written. It established laws and protected rights. Democracy became the foundation of the nation. George Washington became the first president. The Capitol was later built in Washington, D.C. The nation continued to grow. New states joined the Union. People from around the world migrated to America. They searched for freedom and opportunity. America faced internal conflicts. Civil rights struggles shaped its future. Laws were improved over time. Equality became a national goal. Industry and education expanded. Technology transformed the country. America became a global power. It influenced world politics and culture. The nation learned from its mistakes. Democracy required constant effort. Freedom was never guaranteed easily. The spirit of independence remained strong. Unity became essential. Diversity became a strength. The founding of the United States was not perfect. It involved sacrifice and struggle. Many lives were lost. Courage shaped the nation's destiny. The founding fathers left a lasting legacy. Their ideas still guide the country. The story inspires people worldwide. Freedom remains a shared responsibility. Democracy continues to evolve. This is the story of the founding of the United States. The land that became the United States was once unexplored by Europeans. Native American nations lived there for thousands of years. They respected nature and community life. Across the ocean, Europe was ruled by powerful kings. Common people had limited rights. Many dreamed of freedom and self-rule. Brave explorers crossed the Atlantic Ocean. They searched for new beginnings. European powers claimed American land. England established permanent colonies. Jamestown was founded in 1607. Early settlers struggled to survive. Food shortages and illness were common. Slowly, the colonies stabilized. Families built towns and farms. Trade increased between colonies. 13 colonies emerged along the coast. Each colony developed its own identity. Colonists valued independence. Britain demanded loyalty and control. British rulers passed unfair laws. Taxes were raised without consent. Colonists felt ignored and exploited. Protests spread from town to town. Newspapers criticized British authority. British soldiers were sent to restore order. Tensions turned into violence. The Boston Massacre shocked the public. Trust between Britain and the colonies disappeared. Resistance became organized. The Boston Tea Party challenged British power. Tea was thrown into the harbor. Britain responded with severe punishment. Colonists united against oppression. Committees of correspondence shared ideas. Leaders called for independence. The First Continental Congress met. Unity became the colony's strength. War seemed unavoidable. The fight for liberty began. Battles broke out in 1775. Militias fought professional soldiers. George Washington led the Continental Army. His leadership inspired confidence. Supplies were scarce. Soldiers endured harsh winters. Hope kept them moving forward. The Declaration of Independence was written. It demanded freedom and equality. July 4th, 1776, changed history. The war continued. With many sacrifices, France joined as an ally. This support strengthened the colonies. American victories increased. British morale weakened. The decisive battle occurred at Yorktown. British forces surrendered. Independence was within reach. Britain recognized American freedom. A new nation was born. The United States faced uncertainty. Leaders debated how to govern. The Articles of Confederation failed. A stronger system was needed. The Constitution was created. It balanced power among branches. Citizens' rights were protected. The Bill of Rights was added. Law and order were established. Democracy took root. George Washington became president. Peaceful leadership set an example. The nation began to grow. New territories were explored. States joined the Union. Immigration shaped society. Challenges tested the nation. Freedom remained the guiding ideal. Equality slowly expanded. Citizens defended their rights. Industry and innovation advanced. Education spread across the land. America gained global influence. Its ideas reached other nations. The journey was difficult. Sacrifice built the nation. Unity preserved independence. Democracy demanded responsibility. The Constitution guided progress. Liberty remained precious. The founding story inspires generations. It teaches the value of courage. Freedom was earned, not given. The founding fathers shaped history. Their vision still matters today. America continues to change. The pursuit of justice continues. Citizens protect democracy. Hope defines the nation. This is another story of the founding of the United States. Before the United States existed, the land was wild and vast. Native American tribes lived there for generations. They hunted, farmed, and traded peacefully. Across the Atlantic, Europe was ruled by monarchs. People had limited freedom and harsh laws. Many dreamed of a fresh start. Sailors crossed dangerous oceans. They hoped to find opportunity and freedom. European nations claimed new lands. England built colonies in North America. Jamestown was founded in 1607. Survival was a daily struggle. Settlers faced famine and disease. Gradually, colonies began to grow. Farms, towns, and ports were established. Trade connected. The colonies, 13 colonies, formed along the coast. Colonists developed a strong identity. They valued self-government. British control increased over time. Britain imposed strict trade rules. Taxes were raised without colonial approval. Colonists felt their rights were ignored. Protests erupted in major cities. Writers spread revolutionary ideas. British troops were sent to maintain order. Clashes between soldiers and civilians occurred. The Boston Massacre shocked the people. Anger spread across the colonies. Resistance movements grew stronger. The Boston Tea Party challenged British authority. Tea was destroyed as a symbol of protest. Britain punished the colonies harshly. Colonial leaders met to respond. The Continental Congress was formed. Colonists prepared for conflict. The call for independence grew louder. War became unavoidable. The fight for freedom began. Hope united the colonies. Battles broke out in 1775. The Continental Army was created. George Washington was chosen as commander. He led with patience and strength. Soldiers lacked food and supplies. Winter hardships tested their spirit. Still, they continued to fight. In 1776, independence was declared. The Declaration stated natural rights. July 4th became a historic day. The war lasted several years. France supported the American cause. This alliance changed the war. American victories increased. British power weakened. The final battle occurred at Yorktown. British forces surrendered. Independence was achieved. Britain recognized the new nation. The United States was born. The young nation faced many challenges. Leaders debated the future. A weak government caused problems. A new constitution was written. It balanced power carefully. Rights and freedoms were protected. The Bill of Rights was added. Democracy was established. Law replaced colonial rule. Unity strengthened the nation. George Washington became president. His leadership set strong examples. The nation expanded westward. New states joined the Union. Immigration shaped American society. Diversity grew across the land. The nation faced internal struggles. Freedom remained the guiding principle. Equality became a national goal. Progress continued. Slowly, industry and invention advanced. Education spread widely. America gained global influence. Its democratic ideals inspired others. The founding journey was difficult. Sacrifice made. Freedom possible. Courage defined. The nation. Unity preserved. Independence. Democracy required responsibility. Liberty remained precious. The founding story teaches lessons. Freedom is never free. Rights must be protected. Citizens shape the nation's future. The founding fathers left a legacy. Their ideas still guide America. The nation continues to evolve. The pursuit of justice continues. Hope remains strong. This is another story of the founding of the United States.